What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Yankees Avenue Show on the Yankees Avenue YouTube channel. As usual, I'm Patrick Hennessy. That's Dan Roy. Dan, how are we doing on this terrific Tuesday morning?
Pat, I'm doing pretty good, man. You know who's not doing too good is the USA team. They kind of got to pick it up a little bit, but 2 weeks until opening day now. This is my time of year. Daylight savings time is in order or not in order, whatever, however that works. I love it, dude. Springtime's in the air. I'm chilling. How are you?
Yeah, no, I'm happy. I mean, it's getting darker later. Messed up my sleep schedule a little bit now, but dude, it's fine. Speaking of Team USA, by the time this episode comes out, we will have known whether or not they beat Canada. Hopefully it's a W. We'll see. We have a lot of fun stuff to get into today. Before we do that, quick shout out to FOCO, our sponsor. Use code Yankees Avenue at checkout. Save 15% off. Link in the description. Bunch of Yankee products, bunch of baseball products. Really cool stuff. We'll show you guys later on in the episode. But Dan, let's get right into topic number one here. The man of spring training, bro. I feel like Anthony Volpe is the only name that we have heard throughout spring training, more so than Aaron Judge, more so than Giancarlo Stanton, more so than Garrett Cole. He has been the guy. And I think we should take some time today to do our Anthony Volpe 2023 season preview, because even though we're not too sure if he's going to be on the opening day roster, I think there's like 100% guarantee, barring any crazy circumstances, he will be on the Yankees at some point in the 2023 season, right?
Yeah, so 1,000% on that. And it's gotten to the point now, and this might be a hot take. I am going about my day, I'm going about my business, just assuming Volpe will be on the opening day roster. And the reason for that is if not, like we were simply lied to. And I feel like the response to that is, yeah, obviously that's what the Yankees do. And they just weren't telling the truth. They always do that. Like, that's not okay then. We were told this is a competition. And if this is a competition, all I know is Volpe's batting 320 right now with an OPS of 1.1. IKF looks just as bad, even though he did hit a homer there over the weekend. Shout out IKF. He looks just as bad this spring as he did all last year. And Peraza's batting under 200, not dissing on him, but if you want to talk about a competition, Volpe's been the standout by far. So, while I'm going to say, without question, he'll be on the roster at some point this year, Pat, I'm starting to like, it's in my brain at least, and I guess maybe I'm setting myself up for disappointment. I'm cementing him as, yeah, dude, he's going to be on the open day roster. There's no reason why he shouldn't be.
Is it true that you're shaving your head bald if he isn't?
Well, I say a lot of things, bro. I think maybe it just made me thinking out loud, but yeah, shout out Max Manus. He tweeted that. I guess I did say that. And I don't know. I don't want to not be a man of my word, Pat. Like, I don't know if I want to
No,
stick
you
that only
can't be.
because then
You
I'm
can't
putting
be.
my head of hair into the hands of the Yankees incompetence. And that's like never a good combination, I feel like. So I might have to pull back on that just a little bit, but I do predict he's going to be on the opening roster. I really, really do.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think you are setting yourself up for disappointment just with the sense of, like, I'm in the boat now. I don't know if you remember, like, before spring training started, we had this discussion, like whether or not we thought Volpe would be the opening day shortstop. And I kind of thought that something insane would have to happen in order for that to happen. And I think we kind of have seen that insane spring training performance from him, where he kind of like turns everybody's head and makes it so it's tough for the Yankees to not start him at shortstop on opening day. So now I'm fully on board with starting Volpe at shortstop on opening day. However, I'm still not completely sure if the Yankees are going to do that. I know that there's like a lot of logic that goes into starting him at shortstop, but I don't know, dude. I think the whole competition thing is something that they just had to say. I don't think that that necessarily guarantees that, if Volpe performed in spring training, he'd be the shortstop. It's not like they were going to sit here and say, no, like no matter what Volpe does this spring training, like we still think he needs some more time at AAA. I can't really see them saying that at any point. So, yes, I do think he should be the opening day shortstop, but I think more realistically, we'll probably see him like mid to late April.
Okay. And I respect the take 1,000%, but I wonder, like, if I were to ask the Yankees, say March 30th, that day comes and they do end up sending him down, and let's assume he continued on this tour pace just for argument's sake, what is their reason going to be? Like, because you can't just say service time. I don't even think that's like
What would they
allowed
say
to be
for
said.
Glaber? Defense?
With Glaber, shit, I should have had that ready. I don't know. But with him, he didn't have, I don't think, an amazing spring like this. And also, like, there was a reason to keep Glaber off the roster. I mean, you had Neil Walker, you had Brandon Drury. With us, it's like, yo, we need to figure out who the hell the shortstop is. And Volpe's like trying his best, his very best, the best somebody could actually be putting a case on the table with of, yo, I should be the starting shortstop. It's clear, man. Like, so I know what you're saying and like why you think the Yankees are going to do what you think they're going to do. But I'm very curious if that's the route they take. What is the explanation going to be? Because nothing they say will make sense if he keeps this up and they don't put him on the roster.
Sure. No, I agree 1,000%. But I guess now we're kind of like looking at his role for 2023, assuming once he is on the major league roster, whether that's opening day, whether that's June, whether that's September.
Yeah.
What do we think his role is going to be for the New York Yankees? Like, do we view him as a leadoff type bat? Maybe not when they first call him up, but personally, I view Anthony Volpe as maybe the Yankees leadoff hitter going into the postseason.
Dude, without question. I would say, and we'll get into this a little bit later, but as for like first few games, maybe first couple months, I think you probably just from a pressure standpoint, probably keep him like the bottom third. But dude, DJ, I love you. And, overall production in terms of like getting on base and just being a productive hitter, he's fine in the leadoff spot. But I've mentioned this many times. He's just too slow, too old. Volpe, if everything goes right, I'm with you, Pat. I think leadoff hitter by October, and just the way that would lengthen the Yankees lineup, because talking about DJ, then he goes from the leadoff guy to then in the fifth or the sixth spot, which right now, spoiler alert to topic number 4 or topic number 5, whatever it is. Aaron Hicks right now is like borderline in the Yankees' heart of the order. So, but if you put Volpe at leadoff, all of a sudden everybody drops down one or however you want to do it. That could really make a difference in the Yankees lineup. So I'm with you on start him out, probably lower third, and then come playoffs, leadoff spot.
Yeah, no, I agree 1,000%. I guess we could jump into over-unders here because those are always fun. Over-under 124.5 major league games for Volpe this year.
How do you feel about that line, Pat?
I like the line. I do like the line because
cool.
It kind of like it makes the question really like, do we think he's going to be opening day shortstop or is he going to get called up at the end of April? That's how I view it.
And also like throw any like for those who might like predicting a possible like injury, like all that aside, this is just for like when you think he'll be up and like what his role will be. I would definitely take the over. I would probably like set if this line was just based on like what my individual opinion is. I think he's probably gonna end up playing like 145, 150 games because I have my open day roster. But I think like a safe pick would be 130.
Yeah, I'll take the over too. Just because I think, bro, I mean, you could even take the over if you don't think he's going to be the opening day shortstop. Yeah. Let's assume that he comes up at the end of April. What did he miss? Maybe like 25 games? Yeah. I mean, so I'm so bad at math, but like what's 162 minus 25?
162 minus 25 would be 137.
Okay. Right. So yeah, if he played every single game from that point forward, like even if he missed 13, bro, I'm on a math wave today.
I hear what you're saying though. You're right. Like he doesn't have to start opening day and still
exactly. So I still think I take the over there just because even if he doesn't play opening day, then you still have a chance to hit that.
Yeah, dude. And one more thing on just the competition at short, like it's so far beyond the stats, man. Just watching him play. Don't you see this dude? And you're just like, we need him on this roster. And it's a budding star, which is pretty cool. Like I wouldn't be shocked if he goes off this year, top 10 jersey in MLB. I wouldn't be shocked, which is sick. Like we have another star that's on the brink of.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that. I don't know if I'd.
No, only because I mean that's really just because he would be a Yankee on like a very popular team. I mean, we saw it happen with Judge. No, it was like a historical rookie season. But like if he balls out and everybody is like obsessed over him just being a Yankee alone gets him into the top 10. So like I'm just saying I wouldn't be shocked.
But just in terms of like what he brings to the team, one thing that I do want to bring up is I think that he's like he provides a missing piece to the Yankees offensive lineup. And that's just providing that speed, providing that threat on the base paths. And that's my only concern. And we talked about this with Bader in our season preview for him. I'm worried that once Volpe comes up, the stolen base, it's going to be like a Glaber type situation, right? Like he's going to throw away like speed and contact in favor of power. Like I don't want to see Volpe come up and try to be a 30 home run guy. That's not what I'm looking for. I want him to come up and be the same contact first hitter he is now. That's a threat on the base paths. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm with you. I don't think his approach, hopefully it doesn't change too much, but I don't know. Like, what should we call Volpe? Because to me, I see him more as a power hitter. Like, and I understand I do. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, like contact speed. That's definitely there. But I guess what's really coming out of this conversation is like this dude kind of has every tool essentially. I guess the only reason why you wouldn't call him a 5-tool player is because his arm isn't amazing, but even that is still pretty goddamn solid. Like he has the power, he has the contact, he has the speed. His fielding is very highly regarded.
Jasson Dominguez, we're kind of keeping on the hot prospect topic here, and he's absolutely raking in spring training. To be honest with you, I think an argument could be made that he's been even more impressive than Volpe, just because, I mean, we kind of came into the spring knowing what we'd get from Volpe. Jasson's more of a question mark. But I'm not really viewing him as an option for opening day as many Yankee fans kind of are. Would we consider it out of the possibility of him being on the major league roster at some point this season, not opening day?
Yeah. if he say kept up this insane pace, I would say it's possible. Now, he had like his first legitimate, like real good full season in the minors last year, 836 OPS, had a 375 on base, 16 homers, was really solid. But it was only in single A. He played like 5 games in double A, but for the most part, the whole season was in single A. Now, I think this may be a little bit of a hot take, but if he were to not exactly keep this up, but just continue to look as good as he did last year in single A, in double A, I think overall you're looking at if he can knock 100 games out combined between double and triple A, I think then he does kind of become on the brink of a guy where, if we need him, say we still need an outfielder at that point and he's playing well, wouldn't be shocked, dude. I wouldn't be shocked. I'm not going to predict it. I still think the ETA to bank on is probably 2024. But at this point, man, like if he just conquers double A, once you're at triple A, dude, like anything can happen. So I'll say it's possible, but I won't predict it.
Yeah, I wouldn't predict it either. I would say it's possible. I would say there's a very slim chance, though, right? The cards would really have to fall in his favor. Like every single possibility would have to just turn his way, just in terms of outfield health, right? Like you would need at least a couple guys injured. Trade deadline stuff, the Yankees would not be able to get an outfielder. Like let's say they weren't able to get Brian Reynolds, they weren't able to get Ian Happ. And yeah, I think that, and also the third thing would be that he would have to be absolutely raking in the minor leagues. So those three things would kind of have to come to a perfect triangle there.
Yeah, and also I don't really think I would want them to do that. I mean, let's just say that plan that I said goes along. That's like that takes you, I don't know, 100 games in the minors, and then you're at August, let's say. The Yankees' plan is call up Jasson Dominguez to be their left fielder. Like that's kind of risky. Like I don't care if this dude's hitting 350, like a 1 OPS. I mean, I shouldn't say that, I guess, but unless barring him like having, I don't know, like a historical rake session in the minors, I would rather just, go out and get a sure thing if that's what we're banking on for October. Because for all I know, dude, I mean, like you might call him up and there's going to be an adjustment period. I mean, that's to be expected with a lot of rookies. So yeah, I don't think I would really in a playoff, like World Series window year, particularly this year. I don't know if I'd want that to be like the answer per se.
Yeah, no, I just think it's the funniest thing ever when Yankee fans post their opening day lineups on Twitter and Dominguez is in there, and then everyone's replying. They're like, yeah, someone finally gets what the Yankees should do. Like, no, bro. Like,
I know it's the Volpe
Dominguez
fever,
should
bro.
not be in the opening.
It's the Volpe fever.
He should not be in the opening day lineup. But before we get into our Nestor Cortes season preview here, want to give a huge shout out to Foco, all the best Yankees merchandise, bro. The greatest bobbleheads on planet Earth. Also, they have products for every single major league team. I keep showing off this wooden pallet because I love it so much, bro. Unfortunately, I don't have anywhere to hang it in my room, but I think it's just nice as like a little placeholder sometimes.
Yeah, it's dope as hell, dude. And I'm like kind of jealous because I'm back at my parents' crib right now and I don't have any of my Foco stuff here, let alone like any decorations, period. So it's just very bland in here. I'm kind of feeling bored. I'm missing my Foco, but shout out to them. All the dopest stuff that you'll ever find regarding like sports memorabilia or just sports wall decor, all this stuff, dope stuff you can wear that's very comfortable, mind you. What is the code? Yankees Avenue for 15% off?
Correct. Yeah, 15% off, bro. And also, check out this flag. It's like a garden flag, but I keep it on my chair, bro. It's a nice little like.
No, it's nice. And they got
flag,
stuff, you can't even think of that has a Yankee logo on it. It's dope. Many really sick designs. And speaking of designs, I'm going to pull a quick little pad transition here. I should say, speaking of bad designs or the opposite of great designs, did you see the Great Britain jerseys?
Oh my God, dude. Well, listen,
I guess I should say that for the WBC talk, but I was just thinking about it because we're talking about great designs. What's the opposite of great design? Bad design. Those are the worst things I've ever seen. We'll talk about it later, but
we will talk about the WBC later. One thing I will say about those jerseys, they're the red ones that they wore on Monday against Colombia. They weren't as bad, like at all. I guess the away ones.
It's just the font is horrible, but yeah.
But Nestor Cortes season preview here. Dan, we're winding down on the season previews. I think we only have maybe like 4 episodes left now until opening day, which is absolutely insane. But Nestor Cortes, obviously he was supposed to pitch in the World Baseball Classic. He didn't because of the hamstring injury.
Hamstring, yep.
Bro, it's so tough to keep track of all these injuries at this point. But yeah, he had the hamstring injury. He is projected to, I think, start the 5th game of the season or something like that.
Yeah, with the way the schedule works out, they're going to start up, I believe, April 5th against the Phillies.
Yeah, so we're going into this season. Nestor Cortes, I view him as the Yankees' number 2, maybe number 3 starter, and kind of he's going to be looking to continue that awesome performance that we saw from him in 2021 and 2022. Personally, I'm looking for a little bit of a regression from Nestor, whether that be health wise or just performance wise. I just can't see him keeping up what he did in 21 and 22. But then again, I said that going into last season as well, and he proved me wrong. But I'm expecting a little bit of a regression. Let me know what your expectations are just as a whole.
Yeah. So I think I disagree with you a little bit. Now, maybe not a 2.44 ERA. I don't think we have to put that as what he has to do. But I think now with 21 under his belt and 22 under his belt, he's established, man. And there's expectations now to where, dude, you're the Yankees number 3 starter, essentially. There's expectations that come with that. Now, I'm kind of going to just put it out there. We'll talk about it a little with over-unders. 30 starts, about 6 innings apiece, an ERA of about 3, give or take. That's what I need from Nestor Cortes. Like, you're no longer like a fluke deal, or let's see if this guy's legit or not. Like, nah, you're a legitimate one of the top pitchers in baseball. You're ranked by, I don't want to keep going back to MLB Network list, but you're ranked as like a top 20 starting pitcher in all of baseball. And I think that's fair. I think that's right. And I'm going to take him as that. Nestor Cortes, bro. I have some expectations. I really do. ERA under 3, Pat.
Is he your number 2 or number 3?
He is. I would put him,
considering Sevy's healthy,
I would put him as the Yankees number 4.
Wow.
If you're factoring in like the righty lefty thing, yeah, I would probably, like in a playoff series, I would go Cole, Rodon, Sevy, Nestor, just for righty lefty.
Oh, okay. No, I'm talking in terms of like Rodon's hurt. He's not.
Oh, no, Rodon. Oh, then Nestor's probably my 2 then.
Yeah. I think that's fair. Yeah. All right. Over under time. Love the over unders. Dan, this is a good line, I guess. 2.61 ERA, higher or lower?
I'll go higher. I have about like a 2.9. It's my prediction.
Yeah, I have higher too. I do think we're going to see Nestor in the 3s this year. I would say below 3.5 though. I see him somewhere around like 3.35 maybe.
3.35 I would take. I think I'll go out and say I'd be disappointed if Nestor puts up a 3.5 ERA this year, but still could be a good season. Because the more I think about it, dude, it's like we need some short things in the pitching staff. And it's like with Rodon hurt and like, I don't call Sevy a question mark because he is and he isn't.
He is.
But
no, he
yeah,
is.
He is. Yeah. Like we kind of need a short thing outside of Cole. You know what I mean? Like Nestor, you kind of got to be that guy. Like this is the year to prove like, no, this is definitely without question who you are. And like there is expectations come with that. So I need a good year out of you, Nestor.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. I think just coming into this year, I still have a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth just from the postseason. Just because, dude, like Nestor was maybe our worst starter.
I'm not with you on that, to be honest. The health, I give him a little pass on. Like, hopefully, if you're good to go this year, then I can kind of shrug it off as like that wasn't you. You weren't right. It's fine. And he did try.
I know, but no one did that for Cole, though, bro.
Hey, not a bad point by you, Pat. Not a bad point by you.
You know what I mean? It's
not like, all the time people are rational with certain players compared to others,
which is very evident. And I think if you're going to keep that narrative, you should keep it for every player. You know what I mean? So.
And hey, I'm being consistent. I said that same thing about Cole with his hamstring in 21. I'll apply it to Nestor. Like I can give you a pass, and in the end, like he wasn't horrible too. It's not like he gave up it wasn't a Sevy.
He wasn't great.
Yeah.
Good Yankee, bad Yankee.
Good Yankee. Love you, Nestor. It's quite obvious.
I'd probably say great Yankee. I think he's probably one of the fan favorites, right? I mean, top 5 for sure.
For sure. You know what though? With great Yankee, I think I kind of alluded this on the last episode. I'm gonna be very stingy with those. Like, I think the only great Yankee I would probably say Judge is up there. I'll give Stan because the playoffs, and Cole's on the verge. Outside of that, like really for the most part,
call Cole a great Yankee.
Cole's on the verge. The thing is, the point I was going to make is you really have to win a ring. Like there's very few exceptions where I would call you like a great Yankee without winning a ring. And in Stanton's case, it's the insane postseason numbers. Judge is Judge, already historical great. We know about him. Cole's like there. I want like, give me another 2022 playoffs. And then it's like, all right, for sure.
I love Garrett Cole, bro.
Me too.
I don't really come up with it's crazy.
Hey, being on the verge of a great Yankee is also quite a good compliment too. So I'm not bashing him.
Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, that's our Nestor Cortes season preview, Dan. Let's get into topic number 4 here. And I guess we'll make our quick little lineup prediction for opening day. Now, obviously, we know nothing, so this is kind of just shooting off the cuff, but let me know yours first.
All right, so going off what I said before, I have Volpe in this lineup. Now, not leading off, So starting off, DJ LeMahieu playing third base, Aaron Judge batting second, playing center, Anthony Rizzo batting third, playing first, Stanton cleaning up and DHing on opening day, Gleyber Torres batting fifth, playing second, Aaron Hicks batting sixth and playing left field, and then batting seventh, Anthony Volpe playing short, Jose Trevino catching, batting eighth, and Oswaldo Cabrera rounding it out at the 9th spot in right field. That's my lineup, Pat. Now, part of that is because of like lineup balance. Like, Volpe obviously is a better hitter than Aaron Hicks, at least so we assume. But like I could see with the Yankees, they usually like to split up their righties and lefties. So that's how that worked out. So yeah.
Yeah. Mine is pretty similar to yours. Number 1, I have DJ at third base. 2, I have Judge in right. 3, I have Rizzo at first. 4, I have Stanton DHing. 5, I have Gleyber at second. 6 is Hicks in center. 7 is Oswaldo in left. 8 is Peraza at short, and then 9 is Trevino.
Totally fair.
Catcher. Yeah,
I want to comment.
I'm not completely sold on the Volpe opening day thing just yet, because at the end of the day, like this is what we think it's going to be. So, and like one thing I do want to say that we talked about when we were constructing these lineups suck.
Yeah.
Dude, when I was like putting this together, I was kind of looking at it and I'm like, yo, this is not a good lineup. And I know we're kind of going into the season like looking at the Yankees as odds on AL East favorites. I can't look at this lineup and say that they're going to run away with the division.
No, I don't think they're going to run. We're going to get a race this year for sure. Like this isn't a good lineup and it needs to be improved. Like there's no world, I don't think, where, I mean, Volpe breaking out can change things, but no matter what, and no matter how much of a slight bounce back I predict, like Aaron Hicks, your 6-hitter, like that's so bad. I understand Bader being out hurts that, but even so, like you wrote this lineup out even with Bader, it's still really not all that great.
But that's my thing though. And I feel like we talk about it so often. It's just like, I look at this lineup and you can't afford a single injury. And you have so many guys in there that I'm concerned about injuries. DJ, Rizzo, Stanton, all your top 4 hitters. I'm concerned about injury problems this year. Bro, we already saw the back thing strike up with Rizzo in spring training. So if the Yankees have a single injury to any of these top guys, the lineup is absolutely screwed. I think, listen, I just will still not get past the fact that they didn't improve the lineup this year and the fact that they're banking on Anthony Volpe being the second coming of Derek Jeter in order to help the offense this season. It's worrisome. Definitely worrisome.
Trade deadline will be huge. That's when I was kind of set up for a while now, but I'll stand by it. Like it's bad right now. I will give them until August 2nd, the trade deadline to figure it out. Because
but bro,
they do have until then.
Hopefully, like the Blue Jays aren't running away with the division at that
You're
point.
right. No, it's a risk. It absolutely is a risk. Like it's not ideal. This is the path that we're taking, but we're here, dude. Aaron Hicks is a 6-hitter.
It is what it is. Yeah. But on the bright side, World Baseball Classic time. Granted, as of recording, Team USA is 1-1 playing Canada tonight. Hopefully they'll be 2-1. But the World Baseball Classic as a whole has been extremely enjoyable. I don't know about you, but I'm enjoying every single second watching it, whether I'm waking up at 7 a.m. and watching like Australia versus Korea, or at night at 10 o'clock, I'm watching USA versus Great Britain. Every single aspect of the World Baseball Classic has been awesome, particularly the crowds just all over the world, right? The crowd in Phoenix for like the USA games hasn't really been that great, but the crowds in Miami for the DR, Puerto Rico, Nicaragua, those games have been awesome. The crowds in Taiwan were awesome, bro. Everything about the World Baseball Classic this year, I love.
Yo, crowds have been sick, and that's always one of the best parts of the whole tournament. I want to say though, because people always pointed out about how the U.S. crowds and just our team's passion sucks compared to the other countries. It's a no-brainer. Of course it does. This ultimately doesn't matter as much as it does to the other countries that it does like to us. I mean, we want to win. Yeah. It's important. And I definitely am watching with like certain interests. Like I'm rooting hardcore, especially dude, that game against Mexico had me troubled, bro. But regardless, it's different circumstances for us. Like the US, if you're a top player in the US, you're probably in the big leagues. And if you're in the big leagues, your goal is a World Series championship. So it's different, but no matter what, the crowds, I have to say have been insane. The U.S. game against who was the first played? The Great Britain. I was loving it, dude, because it was late at night. I think all of them so far have been late at night. And one of my favorite things during the regular season is when the Yankees are playing out west, because I thought those games are usually all that important, but just meaningful baseball at nighttime when your day is over. And normally you kind of be winding down. Dude, last night I was chilling with my boys and we were like watching that shit like a football game. It was sick. Like I love the WBC, dude. It makes spring training a lot more bearable, especially this time of the month,
Yeah.
dude. I mean, we're really kind of getting into like, I guess the dog days of spring, if you will. And fortunately, we have legitimate, like meaningful, hardcore pressure baseball going on that you can watch instead. So, or along with that. So, big fan of the WBC, bro. I just hope the U.S. gets their shit together because you can't be getting blown out by Mexico. No offense.
Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, bro, I'm just looking forward to seeing how the tournament progresses. It's only like bro, we have a week until it's finished. The final is next Tuesday, so it's gonna be over quick.
Yo, Canada's uniform's pretty ugly too. Have you seen that?
Yeah, bro, a lot of them are. I don't
I don't
think a
know how
lot of
that
these countries
happens.
have big budgets. You know what I mean?
But are uniforms even considered to be big budget these days? Honestly, like
No,
shit.
wait. Actually, one thing I do want to bring up about the Great Britain uniforms that we mentioned earlier.
Uh,
I'm not. Maybe I heard this incorrectly. I think one of the announcers during the game said that last year that they had like a selection for their jersey numbers to either have it written on with duct tape or permanent marker.
I heard that too. I think
Right?
he had to have been kidding, right? Like that's a joke.
Dude, I hope not, because at what point did Great Britain become like a third world country?
I mean, fuck Great Britain, bro. Yo, I love that shit, dude. Even if you have like I don't know, like somebody who's not exactly the most like patriotic American, when we're like in any sort of competition with Great Britain, bro, like the country pride just comes out in
Yeah.
everybody, bro, and all like the T
Good.
jokes start happening. And hey, at the very least, we did beat them, so we took care of business in that regard. But
Barely.
yeah. But yo, I guess that's it for this episode. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, yo. Socials, Pat. Where can they find you?
Twitter and TikTok at Unhinged Patrick, then Instagram at True Hennessy. Also, be sure to check out Better on YouTube. I'm streaming on there talking about baseball every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon.
Yo, dope shit. I'm feeling a little hot right now. I think I'm getting sick again, dude. I was literally just sick.
You're sick every week.
You know what I think it is, dude? I don't have my big Foco for me fuzzy hoodie thing. Code Yankees Avenue, 15% off. Yo, Dan on Work on Twitter, Dan on Work on Instagram, Yankees Avenue here on YouTube. I feel like I'm forgetting one, but whatever. See you guys next time. Let's go Yankees.
Her body's going like September. She burns through the night like an ember. And all those things we try forgetting, I remember. But we say we all fine.